Okay, welcome to season 2 of How I Play. First of all, I want to thank everyone for your support. I never expected this to make such an impact on people, but apparently it has been well received by a whole lot of you, and that has driven me to make this second season, if you want to call it that, of How I Play. Over the course of this year, I realized I wasn't gonna play much outside anyways, so I turned the big case into a studio system and my small case into the new live system, which is what we're gonna focus on over the next few videos. Why? Because I really think this can help people who are just starting out and prove that all you need to play is a good plan and a few modules. You don't really need a 12U system, but since you're limited to only 2 rows, research becomes much more important. So I thought it would be helpful to share with you my approach when it comes to building a smaller but smarter system. Let's start with what's missing. If you've seen the last season, you know I had 3 melodic voices, a drum section, a fully featured mixer with sends and returns and tons of utilities, envelopes and sequencers. This time the main players have been left out. I'm talking about MIA, Voltage Block, CF and Quadra. I couldn't believe I actually managed to pull this off without using them. I was surprised how well it worked, with almost no CV processing and sequencing and no envelopes. It's definitely possible, and it's what I want to show here. Also, the only melodic voice in this system is this one. It consists of LIP into a UJO filter, which I'm using instead of Belgrade this time. As you'll see, there have been many changes that require a new way of thinking, more problem solving, and those changes have a profound effect on the end result, but I think I like it even better now. Let's start with the clock, since we didn't cover it in the last season. So, my master clock is Pamela's new workout. There's plenty of information about this module online, so I won't dive too deep into it, but you just have to buy it if you can, because it will save you a ton of trouble and it's super easy to use. Its role in the system is to keep all the modules clocked and running at the same speed, but it has tons of tricks up its sleeve. You can create CV sequences and quantize them to a scale, or use it like a Turing machine, 8 Turing machines, or drive your drum section with Euclidean rhythms, but here I've kept it fairly simple. Outputs 1 and 5 provide a clock signal and a reset signal to variegate, and outputs 4 and 8 do the same for the MD. I like to keep the MD running at 8-step sequences, so instead of sending a normal reset signal when I hit play, I'm sending a slower gate that resets the module every 8 steps. Channels 6 and 7, which are not patched to anything right now, are set up to provide a clock to the other case whenever I need. Since that case is more of a production system, it's usually clocked by Ableton using an IntelliJ MIDI, but sometimes I like to expand on ideas and use that system to make sounds and this system to make drums. So yeah, that's how I make them communicate. Finally, channel 2 is running an LFO into the kick's pitch, which is here. We'll get into this section later in this season. Why am I doing this? Because it sounds great. It mimics that low-end rumble in the more modern techno productions. There's a video by Riemann Kollektion covering this technique, which I really like. I'll leave a link in the description. Now, the early batches of this kick module had the pitch tracking the opposite way, so they go lower with higher voltages. That's kind of frustrating, but I've learned to live with it. Lucky for me, Pamela can add an offset voltage to the LFO so I can reach lower frequencies. channel number 3 here usually outputs an LFO, a quarter note LFO, into the accent input of the cymbals. That helps me to kind of duck the ride and the crash cymbal against the kick. I'm not technically ducking one with the other, but the LFO allows me to turn the volume of the cymbals down on every time the kick hits. Okay, that's it for this part. Next we're gonna see how the sequencer is laid out, as well as the mute switches that help me know exactly what's going on and helps me a lot with arrangement decisions, which is everything basically. Thanks for watching and happy patching!